Thank you. Thank you. Members of the Fourth Estate, I want to say a big thank you for honoring our invitation at a very short notice. We want to say thank you for honoring our invitation. We have come to dispel misinformation and disinformation being spread out there that there has been an increment into the tariff by APM terminal at the Freeport of Monrovia. The first thing we want to establish to inform you that there has been no increment into the tariff at the Freeport of Monrovia since this government came to power. Although there is a law on our books that brought APM terminal into being, inherited by this government, passed into law in 2010 by our predecessor, giving APM terminal the exclusive right since the government came to power in 2018, we have consistently and continually put our people's interests first and negotiated with them over the year never to make an increment into the tariff, as inscribed in the document that brought into being the APM terminal. APM terminal wrote out somewhere in December, very close to Christmas, informing us that based on the inflation index, they have decided to do an increment of 9.67%. In monetary value will be about $18.80, somewhere around that area, to be added to the tariff. They wrote a letter in December. Normally they write out in December and we do negotiate with them. I remember last year they wrote out in December, we negotiated with them, and we wrote them a formal letter informing them that this government is not prepared to bring more suffering on our people. APM terminal consented and there was no increment. In 2018, they did the same thing. We negotiated with them and there was no increment. So consistently, we are negotiating with them and there have been no increment. They wrote out again, they want to do an increment, and looking at the economy of our country and the prices of goods on the market, any increment will have adverse effect on our people. His Excellency, that the George Manor we are, if you look at this document on Executive Order number 97, where he was suspending tariff on agricultural products some time ago, he is not prepared to increase taxes that will result into more suffering our people. So I want to inform the public that there have been no increment, and if APM terminal manager director comes back, will negotiate with him, and there will be no increment to the tariff. And the tariff they are talking about is a tariff that we inherited. I want Liberian people to petition the lawmaker, to petition everybody so that we can change that law. That law that was carved in 2010 that gave exclusive right to APM terminal that every year, if our people are paying 1.5 for the 10 years, add it up, then our people suffer more. That law is draconian, is not good for our country, and that law should be revisited. I want the press to discuss that law so that our people, our lawmakers can come up and revisit that law so that at least somebody will not sit down every day and say, look, I come and make increment again, and then people will become afraid. So I'm calling on the press, the Fourth Estate, to make sure that they go up there and advocate and tell our people, our lawmaker, so that they can revisit the APM terminal law, so that that exclusive right given to them to do increment at will, they will not do that. And APM terminal cannot tell you that they are not been making money. In 2018, APM terminal total money collected on record is $45,757,047.57. That's the total money APM terminal collected in 2018, January to December. They collected $45 million. How much did they give government? Remitting. Remitting was $7,960,212.37. So APM terminal, if you check mathematically, you'll be around 37.9 million at what they got. How many employees do they have? Handful of people. Did they buy new equipment? No. Just in 2018, they came up with 37 million. I don't think their payroll is more than 1 million. If their payroll is about 1 million, I mean they use 12 million to pay their people they left with 25 million. Overhead costs and other things, but we're not looking at that. So we can say because tariff was not increased in 2018, so APM terminal suffer something. Are you with me? We can similarly say in 2019, APM terminal collected 46 million. $563,230.16. So slight increment. They didn't add tariff, they came over 46 million. 46 million. 46.5 million. They remitted 9 million to government. So in our same neighborhood was 37 million. That's why they call it that again. So APM terminal has not been suffering anything because they didn't make increment into what? Tariff. So 2021, we're going to negotiate to make sure. I think I got 2020 on here. I don't know what okay, the document coming 2020, what they got. But there is a consistent increment into what they collect over the year. And the 3 years we have been in power, there have been no increment. Because there have been no increment, that doesn't mean that they suffer anything. So 2021, APM terminal will not suffer anything. We're going to negotiate to make sure that there is no increment into the tariff. So I want to inform the Liberian populace that my people, APM terminal have not made any increment. They propose to make increment as of February 1st. And before that time, we must have concluded negotiation with them to make sure that there will, 1 cent will not be added to the tariff. In fact, we are working on both to make sure that they decrease some of the tariff, especially on storage and other things. That's why we are negotiating, because in the very law that brought into being, there is a part that tells them any charges they make here should be comparatively in line with what is practiced in other ports in West Africa. If you look in West Africa, my friend, if you have to go there and look at how much they pay there for storage and how much we are paying here, maybe we're paying about 200% increment into what we are paying here on a daily basis. And the time they use on the other side are always too short. So we'll continue to negotiate with them and there will be no increment. Remember the 4th SDR, thank you.
Gentlemen, this is the precise message for the MD, representing the view of the port. We encourage if you have any questions, in case you want to know further clarity on anything or you want to ask any particular question, the MD is available.
Mr. MD, Happy New Year to you. And I want to...
I forgot to tell you Happy New Year. Happy New Year, member of the 4th essay.
Thank you, Mr.
Check out there.
1 minute. With in the conference of what the MD spoke about, nothing outside of
I'm hearing you say talk about the tariffs being levied is high, and which of course I agree. But I'm asking why he was at the legislature and when the concession was given to the APM terminals, if he was at the time, what role did he play to avoid this something like what we're doing today? If he wasn't there, what will he do as MD of the port to work with the legislature to ensure that that concession is reviewed?
Mr. Gravy, the law was passed in 2010. I was not there. I began lawmaker in 2012. And I did not go like many of you to look at the APM terminal law to read in detail. I got to know the APM terminal law when I came to the port. If I had known it then, we would have done something about it.
Thank you. Austin Kawan.
Thank you, Mr. MD. My name is Austin. I can hear you talking about the legislature, calling on the legislature and people to petition their lawmakers to review.
And propose to them amendment to the law or a review of the law. We started that. Sometime in last year before the pandemic, we even sponsored some lawmakers to tour some West African states to look at process there and then do a comparative analysis and come back so that there will be a revisitation of the law. We did that. can ask my partner, Honorable Edwin Snow, Senator-elect. You can ask the Honorable Moses Akaro Gray, and many others. They took that tour. We sent them. That tour was sponsored by the NPA, so that they can go and see what other folks are charging, so they could come back, and then we do a revisitation of the law. When they came back, the pandemic was here. People were not going to work on time. The rest of it. Now that bread is getting better as it relates to the COVID-19. I want to believe when they go back in session, we'll push for it. But one, the push to come from all over. We want it to come from YouTube. We want it to come from other parties concerned, because it is something that concerns everybody that live here in Liberia. So we are working on that too.
Austin, okay, let's take, is a follow-up?
Yes.
Let's
Yes, just a short follow-up. Yesterday we listened to the head of the Custom Workers Association. They were threatening protest just at hearing news that APM terminals is about to increase. Now you will despairing that rumor. Is the management in touch with the guys with the custom? I'm sure it's going to have something.
It is because of the protests and other things that I always decide to call you, so that people should not protest. They've been writing the same letter, they've been saying the same thing, and we've been negotiating with them, and there have been no increment.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. RMD. RMD listening?
Yeah, listening.
Okay, good. Now, APM Terminal has this contractual agreement, which of course is signed in 2010. There are other obligations they have into empowering Liberians as part of this agreement. And you are here at the port, you're supposed to know the capacity of Liberians at APM Terminal contract is ongoing, they are levying off fees and things. What benefit is Liberia having as a shine in that contract, in that agreement, which of course has to do with capacity of Liberians who can take over such program if they were to go down? What's happening in Liberia?
Some of the reason why we're trying to revisit the law, there is no part of that law that calls for a review after 5 years. APM Terminal came to be in 2010. We are in 2021, almost 12 years. The APM Terminal law has not been reviewed, because those that crafted the law wanted it to be in that manner and style. You don't have to revisit it, you got to review it. The Firestone concession, you review it after 5 years. The ArcelorMittal, you review it after 5 years. That's the only concession that I know of that the crafter decided alone. No review of the particular law here. So since 2010, that law has not been reviewed. That's some of the reasons why we are calling on you, the advocate, so that APM Terminal law can be revisited, so that it can be reviewed, so that it can be better for all of us. There is a portion in our law that calls for what? That after about 5 years, Liberians should begin to take over the management of APM Terminal. Are they going by it? That I don't know. I don't know whether the Labor Ministry will be monitoring or know whether they're going by it. I don't know. But if you check there, they rather bring in Ghanaians or Togolese to manage the entire port, and then maybe those smaller position that is inconsequential to the management of the port, they give it to any Liberian. Then they say, oh, got Liberian in the other section here. So I don't know whether they be going by it. That question should be posted to maybe the Labor Ministry or the Justice Ministry, or those that monitor them. I don't monitor them. I only work with them for productivity at the Freeport Monrovia.
So just a follow-up to that, the president himself has taken initial actions, the assertion of this executive order, which has targeted at the port, reducing some of this level to moral fee, all of that you have here.
Yeah.
What benefit is that having to the business community? Currently.
If anybody would say, look, you are paying the fee, don't pay it, I think you have a benefit, because while you were losing, you are no longer losing again, you were gaining. Anyway, so it make your profit margin to go up. I want to believe that is what happening to them.
But the prices are still up. Citizens not feeling the impact of that, except for growth. That's what we ask.
I have not been monitoring the process. I know Commerce Ministry have been working on the process, and I don't know whether there's an increment in the process. I know that prices are stable. I know our buying rate $13, still buying $13 for the last 3 years. I don't know whether I have gone to 15 or 16 or 17, unless there's a shortage in the market. I know gasoline, China King, our buying it $3.40, $3.50. Today is around $3 or $2. So I don't know whether prices are going up, and all because of what? The intervention of Your Excellency.
I'd like to thank you.